My name is Andrew Scott Smith. I told you my middle name because my initials are ass. That's a life joke. I get to win all the arcade games everywhere, even the ones I didn't even play. People do that shit for me. I better get notes out. Fuck, I'm so nervous, guys. I'm really hairy, as you can see. I'm really fucking hairy. People are always talking shit, you know, they always give the typical hairy jokes like, oh, look at Sasquatch, oh, there's the guy from Teen Wolf. You know, stupid shit. I like the original ones, like my little sister, she goes, your armpits actually have sideburns. Yeah, I was like, real cute, real cute. I went to the beach, you know, I took my shirt off, and because that's what you're supposed to do, unless you're overweight. But I had my shirt off, and you know, this guy just goes, oh! That was really disrespectful. But this little kid, he actually had the best one I ever heard. He comes up to me, and he goes, you look like a black Elmo. I was kind of stunned, but I was like, all right, fuck it, just go with it. I was like, it's me, Elmo. And his eyes lit up, and I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna have to play with this kid. I don't have to build sandcastles and fucking get buried in the sand. I was like, fuck that. So I was like,
get away, little bitch.
Yeah, the scary voice worked. I just like to do that laugh. Some other shit about me. I'm really hairy everywhere from here down. Here, I'll show you. I'll expose myself. Yeah, I'm bald. I'm fucking really bald. I have the inverse of what normal people do in the bathroom. I actually have to use body wash on my head and shampoo the rest of my body. It sucks, but it's life. You get used to it.
I get shot down a lot, that lowers your status, you know, the status gets lower, you know, and then you get shot down more, so I don't even go in the woods anymore by myself, because if a wolf rapes me, no one's gonna believe me. But it was actually worse in 7th grade. Like, I'd go stand by my crush at the bus stop and just pray that we would get kidnapped and the guy would make us do stuff to each other. Foot fetish a little bit. I mean, like, I won't go out with a woman unless she has feet. You know that women claim they want a guy to go all night, but, you know, if you don't come in the first 10 minutes, guys, she's gonna say that you're insulting her pussy. Right? You know, if I ask a girl here to fuck, I'm a scumbag. But if she's talking to me, flips her hair, says she doesn't have the kids tonight, somehow she's squeaky clean. I'm starting to get drunk. That's the second leading cause of my poor life decisions. First is having freshly trimmed pubes. I get a little bit into that gay shit, you know, like I'm reading Cosmo for gay dudes. I don't like that though, because half the fun shit, like, you have to have foreskin. I went to the gastroenterologist. It went out cool, you know, and honestly, it wasn't even the first time I paid for an ass to mouth. Some guys will say that pussy don't got a face, and that's really damaging because women hear it. And you know what? Even the ugly girls now, they're making me pay for it. Oh my gosh. Alright, but seriously, hookers, I only go to the hookers who work at Subway, because I can order a sub from them first, find out if they follow instructions. I had a homeless hooker move in with me. I found out, I'm not the first guy who thought of that, okay? And like rent day came and I got upset because she paid me in cash. But she's like a new hooker, you probably don't know her. Anyway, I used to get boners in class, you know? So I had to stop being a teacher. Hey guys, did you ever spank the shit out of your girl's pussy because you saw it in a porno? Yeah, she's like, don't do it, it hurts. And I'm like, okay, but I think I'll take the porn star's word for it. Ooh, I got one. The thing about eating out an Asian girl is that an hour later, the feds burst through the door and demand you to get the fuck off that undocumented 12-year-old.
I think a very inconvenient time for a man to have a heart attack would be during intercourse, because it'd be confusing for the woman. Because I'm pretty sure that a man having an orgasm makes the exact same noise as a man having a heart attack. They both make that sound, you know. Unless you're like me and you climax like a little bitch and you're like Thank you. I practiced that joke for so long, and my roommates must have thought either this dude's just getting tons of pussy, or he's having heart complications. Yes. You guys are fantastic, thank you. I recently attended a nightclub because I love to dominate dance floors. It's just what I do.
Show us your moves. Yes, show us.
That was completely unnecessary, but all right. No. Unfortunately, last time I was at a nightclub, a very awkward thing happened to me. I was at the bar trying to order a drink. When across the bar, I noticed another gentleman wearing the same exact discount rack at Walmart button-up shirt that I was wearing. Immediately, I felt embarrassed. So I shot this dude a look that said, "Hey buddy, I got this place covered. This isn't your jurisdiction, it's to step in." And he shot me a look back that said, "You ever look at me like that again, I'll kick the shit out of you." So me being a pacifist, I grabbed my drink and I continued to the dance floor where I tried to dance away my embarrassment. And I must have been annihilating that dance floor for like, I don't know, 20 minutes before this African-American gentleman walks up to me and goes, "Hey, you and your boy looking to battle?" And I'm just sitting there like, "My boy, what the fuck's he talking about?" I look behind me, there's homeboy wearing my exact same shirt doing the Running Man. Meanwhile, this black dude thinks we're some dance duo from Stomp the Yard. No thank you, friend. I'd literally rather get served by a processor or rather get sued in front of all these people than lose a dance battle to you. Thank you for the offer. A buddy of mine recently invited me to his son's 7th birthday party. And even though I think his son's a spoiled brat little prick, I accepted the invitation. So I went up to his son's name's Dustin. I was like, "Hey Dustin, I'm coming to your birthday party. What would you like for your birthday?" Dustin goes, "Oh Corey, I'd like a PlayStation 3. And I was like, "Dustin, I don't care about you that much. What would you like from Family Dollar?" So I go to Family Dollar. I buy a $5 gift certificate. I use that $5 gift certificate to buy a happy birthday card. Write happy birthday Dustin in the card. I put the remainder of the gift certificate in the card. Put the card in an envelope, and I know this isn't traditional, but I wrap the card in my old PlayStation 3 box that I had at home. Dustin can go fuck himself. I was worried about the card. I wanted to keep it safe. I wanted to keep it real safe. A lot of people tell me that I am inconsiderate because when I stand next to hobos on freeway off-ramps, I like to hold my own sign that reads, "Only need $10 more for an Xbox One." Thanks to a gentleman in a Geo Metro, I now own that system. I'm a big fan of history. I like how historians have named certain periods of time. Made me reflect upon my life and think about what I would name certain periods of time in my life. Thus, like, I decided that 2005 through 2007 shall now be known for me as the pregnancy scare era. It's a very terrifying time in my life. What's so bad about that? Everybody goes through that shit. There's like a 2-week span at the end of 2007 where I was going through a terrible breakup. The only way I knew how to cope with this breakup was by going to karaoke night for like 14 nights straight and singing Usher's "You Got It Bad." It literally helped alleviate the pain. And being that I sang it so textbookly, through those 2 weeks I ended up hooking up with 3 different black chicks. Thus I call those 2 weeks delightful ebony era. It was a dark time in my history. You guys are fantastic. It's beautiful. How are you doing, Red Scarf? What's your name?
Cassandra.
Cassandra, you with a man tonight?
I'm with woman and a man.
Are you single?
No.
No? You said you're with a woman. Oh, are you like, oh, yeah. Yeah. Congratulations. Can you swing both ways though? Oh, so it's like a triple. It's a fucking triple date. It's a triad of. Damn. You ever been with a man with a Speedy Rewards card? I'm just asking.
So I went to Catholic school and I had to deal with Catholic sex ed. Now I'm not going to get into the details because they didn't, but they would say like your spouse is like a piece of gum. You wouldn't want to use piece of gum, right? So don't have sex before you're married. Like, okay, I've never wanted to use piece of gum, but I've also never looked at a piece of gum and been like, I want to chew this for the rest of my life. What happens if you want another piece of gum? You have to give half your assets to the first piece of gum. Guys, if you didn't get that, that's a divorce joke. The piece of gum and I want you to know, it's not your fault. It's not your fault, but due to a court order, you're never going to see the piece of gum again. Guys, they said crazy things. They say shit like, at my orientation, they said, the uniforms are actually more freeing because now you don't have to decide what to wear. Like, oh, in the same sense that prisons are more freeing because you don't have to decide where to be. Or like they would say Jesus' blood is literally wine. Jesus' blood is literally wine, which means he's probably drunk a lot. Which really made me question the lyrics to the song Jesus Take the Wheel. But I was that castle in Catholic school, like people would say like, keep the Christ in Christmas. And it'd be like, yeah, keep the Christ in Christmas. Because without Christ, it's just mass. And no one likes going to church. I don't know. They say like God is everywhere and God can do anything. Well, if God is everywhere, I can think of something God can't do. God can't win a game of hide and seek. 8, 9, 10. Oh, I found you. You're everywhere. If I had to list all the hide and seek players and rank them, God would literally be dead last. And everyone else, because he's everywhere, guys. When I was like in elementary school, I didn't try very hard, and my teachers would always say, Tom, you gotta try hard in your academics, or else you're gonna get a career that you don't want. And now that I'm in college, I'm starting to realize that a lot of the people who aren't trying hard in their academics are becoming elementary school teachers. And I don't mean to say that all elementary schools are lazy or something like that. Like, most elementary school teachers are great. They're like, oh, I could never get another job. But then there are some teachers who are like, no, I literally could not get another job.
I'm excited about life coming up, but I'm also kind of terrified. Because I don't know how to be an adult. Like, look at this baby face. Like, I'm a child. And nobody like taught me how to be an adult. And I don't have any, the biggest problem is I don't have any adult things. Like, I don't have like a job or money or belongings or ambitions. So I decided one day, I was like, all right, my parents have adult things. I'll just use theirs and like practice and stuff. It sounds dirty, but it's not, I promise. So one weekend, I was at my parents' house, and my dad went to work, and I was like, all right, what does my dad do? So I went into his closet, and I put on a suit, and then I watched fishing for 3 hours. I was like, all right, this is going pretty good. What else does my dad do? My dad writes checks. So I went and got his checkbook, and I wrote a bunch of checks to like various energy companies I found on the Google machine. I made one out to Mortgage. I don't know who that guy is, but he's got to be rolling in it at this point. And I was like, all right, this is going good. What else does my dad do? My dad has kids. So like, I can only think of like 3 ways to have kids. The first is kind of like a 2-person operation. I haven't found anybody to like help me out with that. It's an ongoing problem. The second way is you could just take them, but I don't have a mustache or a van. And I'm lazy. It sounds like a lot of work. So I went to an adoption agency and I was like, I'll have 1 to go with curly fries. And they were like, we can't give you a kid. You're 23, jobless, wifeless, and you seem generally irresponsible. I was like, that sounds like profiling. Just have to do it the hard way. But yeah, I'm not super afraid of the future. I've only ever had like 1 phobia in my life, and that was porta potties. Didn't see that coming. It's not like I thought they were gonna like attack me, like But what happened was when I was 7 years old, I lived in Kentucky, and I was at soccer camp. It was 110 degrees out, which is absurd. I have a friend who's in the military down in Texas, and he said if it gets over 100, they shut down the military. But somebody was like, soccer camp's a great idea. It's 110. And soccer when you're 7 is just 20 sweaty kids surrounding a ball, kicking each other in the shins. So it wasn't having much fun. But I went to the bathroom. The only one was a porta potty. And before I could go in there was a guy in there, and the dude was blowing it up. It sounded like they were filming Transformers in there. I heard a low voice go, roll out, and then Shia LaBeouf screamed. If you've ever heard Shia LaBeouf scream, it's very distinct. So he gets done, he's all sweaty, and I walk in there, and it's 110 degrees out. Inside this giant blue turd oven, it's like 130. And I'm looking down at Mega Turd, who's been dropping the blue abyss. So I go pee, and then I attempt to exit the porta potty, and I couldn't open the door. I'm pretty sure had I not been 7, I could have figured this problem out. But when you're 7 and you're trapped, it's like, life's over, I'm dead. Like, this is it. Like, my life flashed before my eyes. It was mostly Rugrats and candy at that point. Because it's like, but it had been good. I was gonna miss it. And so I did what any rational 7-year-old would do when trapped in a porta potty. I started pounding on all the walls and screaming at the top of my lungs. And as it turns out, porta potties aren't soundproof, and so everyone heard me. And I can only imagine what they thought was happening in that porta potty. Nothing good. But so I got rescued by some soccer coach, and he came out and grabbed me and carried me and my mom like a fireman. But I refused to go into porta potties until about the age of 16. And even then I needed a spotter. For a long time. Just keep an eye out. If I'm not out in 30, call the cops. I don't know what's happening in there. It could be anything.
Oh, no, nobody drink happier than white folks. Nobody in this planet. Oh my God. All you got to do is come in. You come in and just start singing some fucking 80 songs. White folks that just run shots all night. Yeah, who won't leave me my shots? Come on, let's get it. Don't run from it. Y'all know, y'all did not walk in here and expect me to hear that. That was the shit. What? I remember when white folks ran the radio. It wasn't but like, what, 2 black people on there, Michael and Lionel. That was it. Everything else was white. Walk like an Egyptian. What? Come on. What's the other one? Boy George. If you really wanna hurt me, do you really wanna make me cry? Do you really wanna hurt me? Oh, that was the shit. What? That was my shit. Oh, white people brand. Oh, what the hell happened to Steve Winwood? What? He needed behind the music and a missing story. What the hell? Steve Winwood was higher love. But I thought he was black. I swear to God I did till the video came out. Higher love. Where is he? Ain't nobody seen him in about 30 years. What the? I'm sorry. That was just because I love Steve Winwood. I'm sorry. But no, for real, dog. I love white folks. I collect y'all like action figures for real, like I said. For real. I do. And white folks, y'all just put me up on a lot of stuff. You feel me? Like, I know the power of pontoon because of y'all. Yeah, that's something where I'm from. Pontoon? Look, anybody in here know what a pontoon is? Make some noise. Okay, don't act like that then. You know what the fuck I'm talking about. A pontoon's a great thing every bit. It's a flat surface that floats down the river. All you do is get drunk and don't fall off the side. What? Oh my God! Honestly, we did create that. It was called an escape raft. That's what you know what I'm saying? The drinks was really just to survive, get through the cold. That's what it was, you know. The Virginia waters was harsh. Anyway, that pontoon great shit. I mean, look, I'm from the hood. Y'all see it. I got all the, look, you know what I'm saying, the pimp shit, you know. Got my Hugh Hefner Chinese on. I did it for y'all. Hey, and I wore my Bobby Brown leather pants in the Whitney Houston movie, in honor of, okay? This is my prerogative, goddammit. I'm just saying. I mean, like white folks, y'all tell me so many great things. I mean, like the best, I probably would have never, ever found out the power of pontoon if it wasn't for y'all. The closest I ever come to is maybe somebody's niece named Pontuna. The best. And that's a combo name, a daddy and an auntie. You feel what I'm saying? But that's the closest, okay? Like the whole, this wonderful thing you call up north. Thank you for that. Oh my God. Like, I don't know why black folks ain't been up on that. Just go somewhere, live outside, just get drunk for the whole weekend? What? We do that right in the city on the porch. What are you talking about? Should have been up on that. It's the greatest thing ever. And here's the rule, here's the number one rule up north. All you got to know is everything goes with, and let's take some shots. That's it. you're gonna have the time of your life. Hey, you wanna go down to the general store, get some ice cream? Sure, but let's take some shots. Hey, we're going down here to Ski-Doo and down at the beach. Okay, but first, let's take some shots. Hey, the kids haven't eaten. Are we gonna make some hamburgers? Yeah, in a minute. But first, we're gonna take some shots. Oh my God. I didn't know Pucker and Baskin Robbins was the same company. Oh my God. What is it, 39, 49 flavors? What the hell? Pucker everything. You got watermelon Pucker, cherry Pucker, apple Pucker. What's the firebomb shit? That's the one your grandmama liked. Yours. I'm talking about your grandma. Yeah. She loves that fireball. Loves it to death. You know what I'm saying? She do it in more just the holiday. I'm just saying. I love you white folks, man. It's crazy to me. I just, look, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say some shit tonight that you probably hear no other black person in the world say. No, I'm gonna say it. Thank you for hot sauce. Oh. Yeah. Some of the blackest shit that we know as black people, we would have never discovered had it been for y'all. Macaroni and cheese. Ain't no dairy cows in Africa. We didn't ever figure that shit out. My dog, look at you. Am I bullshitting? You ain't bullshitting. My man. So they don't think I'm on some bullshit. I do that joke, they be like, he a seller. No, I'm a token. I'm chosen, okay? Not a seller, Uncle Tom, I'm a token. Hello. Yeah, token go up north for free, every time. All the time. Okay, that's he know where the free drinks at, I'm fucking with him. Okay. I'm just saying, some of the blackest stuff I know as a black person, I would have never discovered had it been for y'all. Everything red, that's a beverage. Thank you for that, for real. We don't call it grape, strawberry, raspberry. No, it's called red. That's what. And it was some guy somewhere in the room, you know what? The raspberry, strawberry, it's not really, how about you say red? I don't know, would it work? Let's put it out there. Boom, I hope he got his own day, because the shit's hot, okay? It is. Red with hot sauce and fried chicken. Thank you for that. That all, works, and macaroni and cheese. It all works together, okay? And y'all can't front, I'm gonna be honest with you. Ain't nobody more harder working than a black woman. She not. Y'all look at me crazy all you want to, you can't deny her. You know why? Because she the only person who can cook other ethnicities' food better than them. You ain't never been on a black woman's house on Taco Wednesday? Ma, am I bullshitting? Okay. Ain't no spaghetti in Africa. They ain't got no pots or no noodles, but go over a black woman's house. That spaghetti got put together. We bake the spaghetti in the pot on the top of the stove. That's gangster right there. How you make a lasagna spaghetti on top of the shit is all I'm saying. I'm just saying, man, it's just a good trade-off, dog. I mean, I thank y'all, for real. I really thank y'all for bringing me over here. I do. I mean, I know that may sound crazy to you. Hey, we got a black president. It's a white mayor in Detroit. I'm about to say some real shit right now. I say some real shit. Thank y'all for bringing me over here, because see, here's what I know about me. I am competitive, I am conceited, and I'm clumsy than the motherfucker. Okay? Had y'all never come with your boats and whatever, your rum and your sugar and shit, you know what I'm saying? We'd have been over there. I'd have, been one of them competitive brothers. I'm the leader of the Hunter tribe, you feel me? I got a Mangula blade, yes, a Mangula blade, brother. You got to go on a Mangula journey to get a Mangula blade, okay? Yeah, so I got the Mangula blade, got the little peacock feather thing on there to make it go far. Yeah, one day, it's the 7 moon hunt, so I done seen the Impalas yesterday, so I'm showing off. I'm supposed to be sneaking up on them like a hyena. No, I'm out here acting up. I'm all, I done threw the spear. I done tripped over a goddamn tree root sticking out the damn ground. I done twisted my ankle. Ain't no MRI machine over here. Ain't no hospital. I ain't got no Blue Cross Blue Shield. Best I got is a big shaman with this wooden mask with monkey doodoo on the side of it. Talking about, check out that white dust flying everywhere. That ain't doing shit for me. I need an MRI, boo. Okay? I need a boot. Okay? Somebody gonna have to give me some oxycontins. I'm gonna need some cottons.